Let's talk about Netflix, stock symbol NFLX. It reports earnings this Thursday, and it has had a double beat in each of the last 4 earnings reports. But can it continue that momentum? Can it continue the rally and, in the process, defying a market that has been largely bearish, but this stock has remained pretty close to its all-time highs? In this video, I'm going to go ahead and get into the technicals of this stock and let you know what my opinion of it is going forward and whether or not I would actually be trading it here. So coming into today, I actually really liked this potential bull flag pattern that was setting up on the chart. It's not necessarily a textbook bull flag, but it's pretty close. Doesn't look too bad. And when you look at it from more of like a weekly standpoint, it stands out a little bit more. This goes all the way back to the 2022 rally. It's a nice bull flag pattern. So it broke out of that here today with a pretty good aggression. There was news out that said that they were looking to double their revenue by 2030, so it had a strong reaction to that, and it sets it up for another move back to its all-time highs. Like I said, it's trading at a 49 times multiple to its earnings, and quite honestly, that's pretty expensive. Another thing that I noticed from a technical standpoint is the fact that we didn't even break below the 200-day moving average. That shows that it was pretty overextended, and even with a 23% pullback from its all-time highs, still didn't break below the 200-day moving average. You take a stock like Nvidia, well below the 200-day moving average and still well below it. You take Apple, it's the same thing. So there is a lot of your leaders that are below the 200-day moving average, yet Netflix has been impervious to it, which sounds like it would be good on the surface, but it makes me concerned that the best is already priced into the stock for this earnings, and that it could lead to a sell the news event, especially considering the kind of market that we're in. Also, what you want to be aware of is whether or not they start to talk, about, hey, potential recession effects on the stock and the possibility of there being a lower earnings forecast in the near future. And if that happens, that could result in a hard pullback. I think we're going to see that with a lot of your earnings plays, particularly out of tech, in the coming weeks. But this will be one of the first tests going forward. Also, you have a rising trend line that goes all the way back to 2023, about October timeframe of that year. It got close to testing it, just like it got close to testing that 200-day moving average, but never did. Also, heading into earnings, if it's not able to break back above these highs from March, there is the potential that this could just be another lower high on this move that took place off of its all-time highs back in February. So you have a lower high here, and still this, even though it's breaking out of a bull flag, it's still a lower high inside of this channel. Now it's outside of the channel right now, but if it dips back down below, this is back in play for another potential move to the lower channel band. And what you'll want to start to watch for then is this going to get retested? Furthermore, what you could be seeing is that this channel band is getting a little bit more parallel with each other. So this move here was just simply extending or solidifying the upper channel band for where it's going to decline from here. Again, I don't necessarily know how the earnings is going to play. If it did, I would play the stock before earnings. I don't. And in fact, that's a key rule for me in my trading is that I won't play a stock the week of its earnings because it doesn't give me a lot of time to be able to capitalize on the move, and the earnings tend to be so unpredictable. There's no real way to consistently play them that allows me to manage risk. So I stay away from it. So this chart was really appealing to me when I saw this bull flag pattern playing out, but I chose not to go after it here because of the earnings. Now, like I said, this could be a bigger channel that's in play, especially if we decline tomorrow. I would be more interested in probably drawing this as a declining channel going forward. From a long-term perspective, I would direct your eyes to this level right here, going back to 2022. Now, you say to yourself, man, you're going way back in time for that. But if you look at most stocks, they've pulled back to these levels, and even more so the levels from 2020, the rising trend lines that came off of those market lows. Again, with NFLX, we haven't even seen this trend line from 2023 get even tested, much less its 200-day moving average. So I'm a little bit queasy at these levels where the stock is trading at a premium, but the market is discounting most other stocks to be allocating my money towards a stock at a premium rather than stocks that are trading at discounts relative to their recent price action. Going into earnings from a swing trading perspective, I don't want to be owning this stock because of the volatility that could be had, especially if it is already priced for perfection, and that even if they have blowout earnings, it's a good chance that it's going to pull back some. I don't want to be really party to that. Now, they've done a pretty good job. I mean, 6 straight quarters they've beat on revenue, 4 straight quarters they have beaten on earnings per share, and by and large, we haven't seen any significant sell-offs going since really 2022. Over a 3-day period back in 2022 from its quarter one earnings, it did sell off 7.2%, and the quarter before that it was 9.5%. So it's been a long time since we've seen a really hard pullback as a result of earnings. If you enjoyed this video, I would encourage you to like and subscribe and let me know down in the comments below. What is your take on Netflix? Are you going to play this one into earnings? Do you have any calls or puts? What's your strategy? Would love to hear about it. Thank you guys, and God bless.